I'll pick out stuff that I know is like my choices from our stack. But we got quite a bit. I don't think we have quite as many number-wise as we got the last time we came here to Albany, because we went to, I think, one extra store or something, didn't we, when we came last time?
Yeah.
Yes.
We didn't get a lot
I guess we went about the same.
We went to 3 stores, actually.
But we didn't get really much at some of the stops, whereas we got like a ton at every stop last time.
I shouldn't say we didn't get a lot. I mean, we still got a lot.
We still got a lot of stuff.
We got, stuff that we've been wanting for a while or was a little bit harder to find.
Yep.
Or
so I'm going to start off with one that you'll go, why'd you get that? It was $1.99, and it's Joe Montana's NFL Football for Sega CD. Now, I really didn't care about this game. What I really wanted is its mint case it's not in anymore, and it had the foam piece in it.
We already swapped.
And the reason I wanted that is because they had a game that I was really excited to find. Really good price on it. Cheaper than you would get it online, which you can get it pretty decently priced on eBay, and it was under that price. And actually saw it at Forgotten Freshness and wanted it there, didn't get it, so I'm glad I found another copy. And besides the case, it was great. So now that I swapped out the case with Joe Montana, and it's Galactic Attack for Sega Saturn, and it's a shoot 'em up that I first saw when we went to Forgotten Freshness the last time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I never heard of that Saturn game. Went back home after getting all our games that time, watched some videos on YouTube, and I was like, wow, it's amazing. Such great 2D artwork. Sprite lovers, that's our name. But really, the sprite work in this is awesome.
I'm looking at it right
Big
now.
Big ships with the little ships over top and the layers of like clouds and then the water, and it like all moves smoothly.
Even just looking at the screen caps in the back, like I can tell how the depth and the color
and Cameron was there when I was looking at the videos, and he was like, "Those look awesome." So then it went around my radar. I saw it there the first time, put it on my radar, didn't end up getting it, and then saw it again somewhere else later. And then this was at J Street Video Games that we went to. So really, really happy to get this. And while I was there getting this, the Saturn shelf had a couple other games that were like both under $5. I think they were like $3 and like $2.99, $3.99 maybe, something like that. And the first one it might not be good, but I've watched videos of it before, and it's a very early Saturn game called Wing Arms, and it was not a flight sim, but like an action flight game with like old warplanes, and you could go into cockpit view and in the outside view, and it's early 3D, but it looked intriguing when I saw it, because I always like airplane games, and it was so cheap. I'm like, now I can try it. So
it looks like here you're flying at night.
Yeah,
it looks like
it's got like it might be the colors, but it looks really cool.
Horizon
And
looks cool.
I think a demo disc I had when I got my Saturn had a video of it too, so that probably planted the seed a while back. And then another game for Saturn that was in that pile was Mass Destruction, which is like a top-down drive a tank and blow up crap game that it's been on my radar since I was younger. I think I was in high school.
Had that description on the back.
Top down, blow up crap. But it came out on PlayStation, on Saturn, and on I think maybe the 3DO or something like that too. And they said the Saturn, I think the 3DO version was actually considered the best, but the Saturn version is supposed to be better than the PlayStation version, which isn't always the case. So I was like, since I've heard good things about it, I'll pick it up. It was cheap, and the case was great. So glad to have that. And I'm going to move some that are pickups that were more like Megan was eyeballing, but maybe for the same system. So I'll start with some PS1 games. Now, the first one I'll start with, actually, I had the disc only for this game. And it's the game I'm like, I need to get the whole complete package. And he had it at Forgotten Freshness. And I wrote him online beforehand, and he actually reserved it for me so we could pick it up when we got there. And it's Alundra for PlayStation 1.
Which you said is very Zelda-like.
Yes, it's basically PlayStation came out with a Zelda of their own.
I feel that.
It's different enough from Zelda, but it's got like anime cutscenes, and it's got cool effects, PlayStation particle effects, like over top of all the new magic or something.
More working designs, which
shiny.
I don't think they can put out anything that's crap.
Beautiful and shiny.
Yeah,
the pictures.
The pictures have shiny borders around them, but it was complete. It had the manual, which has a little 3D aspect to it. I mean, like not like reflective, but like actual 3-dimensional. Like there's like where the character is on the manual is outward in 3D. It's like indented on the manual.
I love that.
The only thing it didn't have, but I'm okay with it, is I think there's a map that came with the original one, but I'm not too shaken up about it because I've had the game for so long and I wanted to have it mostly complete. And if I ever get the map someday, that'd be cool. But that was a good one. And then a series that isn't that popular, but was kind of a cool PlayStation and Saturn era answer to 3D games like Mario 64 and stuff, which I'm a big fan of old 3D platformers, was the Croc games. And I have the first Croc, but we don't have the second one. So we actually watched a video by GameSack that recently, which was forgotten mascots of 16 and 32-bit era, and one of them was Croc. And when they were talking about it, I was like, I liked that first Croc game. It was good, little chuggier than like other 3D platformers at the time, but it was pretty cool. And I never played the second one, so it was there at Mr. Deals where I got that one, and so I picked it up and now have that on the list. And this last PlayStation game I'll show was actually when I got those Saturn games at J Street Video Games. I remember playing a demo of this when I first got my PlayStation back in like 99 or something like that, 98. And it's called Shipwreckers, and it's really good quality.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was $2.99. And it's kind of a top-down, I think it's, I don't know if it has multiplayer too, but it's, you're in ships, you're in like pirate ships, and you like battle and stuff, but it had the demo had like a single-player element, I remember, and it was really cool. I remember it, it's like very early PlayStation memory was playing this demo, and then I never saw it or thought of it for years, and then I saw it, my friend Tom had it on his shelf of PlayStation games. I'm like, I remember that game. And so it kind of put it back on my radar and kind of forgot about it again, and then saw it for that price, and I was like, perfect. So that was some PlayStation games, and I promise I'll get to you soon. I'm just getting my stuff out of the way.
You're good. You're good.
You want me to talk about these, even though we both wanted these?
Yeah.
I'll talk about them just because I have the other ones, and then I'll do yours. I'll let you talk about that. Okay. So
go for it.
I'm really excited to talk about this one because it's my first import DS game, and if you've watched our other pickup videos, I get a lot of DS games. Megan likes DS games, so we have a really big DS and 3DS collection starting. So this one is a sequel to one of my favorite DS games, which is called Hotel Dusk, and it's a like mystery, kind of noir-esque game with a lot of text, so it's kind of got some visual novel elements, but it has a lot of puzzles too. And I think the top screen would show like the characters and their discussions, and the bottom screen was like a top-down 3D of the room, so you move on the bottom screen while seeing it on the top screen. Really cool. And it had really cool hand-drawn characters with this cool like style where they were drawn in pencil. And the sequel only came out in Japan and Europe, so I never got to play it. I didn't even know it was out for a while, and then found out that they did have a European version, and because the 3DS plays region-free, or is region-free for DS games, just original DS games, which is weird. I was like, hey, I can play that someday. I've seen it on eBay for kind of decent prices, but I saw it in a picture on Forgotten Freshness's Facebook page when he first opened the new location. And so I asked him about it. I was like, is that Last Window? And he said yes, so he held it for me, and I got that there. So Last Window, The Secret of Cape West. Sequel to a really cool game. It had really good music, so I'm hoping this one has some good music. And it's interesting that this case is a little thicker.
It's a big, wide case, which is really
There's
cool.
nothing extra really to...
There's no reason why it should be that wide.
No, but I like it.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's really neat. And it has all,
cool.
It's cool seeing the inserts for, Europe. Like, the different Club Nintendo. The inside of the liner has, like, mentions of join Club Nintendo Ireland or... Germany, so it's really interesting seeing that.
That's cool.
There's even like Club Nintendo points for Europe. I doubt it would work on my American account, but pretty cool.
We're still gonna try.
We'll try. So that was really cool to get that. But while we were there, they had a bunch of other games for the 3DS or regular DS that I've been looking for. Because I've been into visual novel games like the Phoenix Wright series and stuff. These next few were actually kind of following that trend. And the first one is Trauma Center Under the Knife, which is kind of a wacky, like you play as a doctor and nurse team so you use the stylus to cut people open and stuff. I've always wanted to play it, and I hear it gets really wacky, like aliens are in your bloodstream or something stupid like that. I don't know, but it looks fun and funny, and I'm sure the characters are memorable and stuff. So been wanting to get into that series, and we got Under the Knife 2. So really cool to get those. And in our next pickup video from our past few months, you'll see more Trauma Center games on the horizon. So now, cool. But this is where it started, so I kind of didn't want to get into the other ones in case they had callbacks to these ones, you know, because a lot of times these games do that. So I'm glad we have them now, so
yes,
we can check
definitely.
out. And another visual novel game, which has supposed to be one of the greatest, most mature stories in gaming, and a lot of puzzles and mind-bending stuff, themes and everything, is 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. And I passed up this game probably like 3 or 4 times in the past. I've seen it, like, I'll get it another time. I saw it at GameStop, saw it at Voltage, and he had it really good price, and it's the original artwork. They actually re-released it, because it did sell pretty decently. Yeah. They re-released it with a changed artwork, and so this is the rarer one. So I was like, you know what? I'm getting it here. If I'm going to get it somewhere, I'm going to get it here, and we had a great price for it, and it's like everything else that you get from Forgotten Freshness. It's mint, perfect condition, and the manual is immaculate.
Is there a sequel to that game that came out recently?
The sequel, it's on 3DS and Vita, and it's called Zero Escape: Virtue's Last Reward, I believe. And that's another one that like I see sometimes at GameStop, and I'm like, oh, I want to play that, but I gotta play the first one. So I have the first one. So, and then the last one that I got is supposed to be a really cool, different RPG. And when I'm playing RPGs, I like when they're not just Lord of the Rings copycat, Final Fantasy copycat, just something you've done a million times. Because there's a lot of games that are good, but you feel like you've done it kind of before from a story perspective. And this one takes place in like modern day Shibuya in Tokyo, and it's like it's got like weird hip style, like very dark, bold black lines around the characters. But it's The World Ends With You, and it's Square Enix, so.
It's a great title.
Yeah,
right.
It
sounds like a Bond movie or something.
Yeah, doesn't it? I know. And actually, I called it World Is Not Enough when I was like in the car earlier. I was like, oh yeah, I can't believe I got World Is Not Enough. That's Bond. But yeah, it is a cool title and just different. I want to try it. And Frank, you said that it's your favorite DS game, so I'll take your word for it.
A lot of pressure, Frank.
Yeah, sorry, Frank. If I don't like it, you're getting it back. No, I'm sure I'll love it. So, and then I think the last thing I'll talk about, and I'll leave the rest for Megan. I wasn't planning on getting this game. It's a game I wanted to get for a while, but wasn't like even on my radar. But it had such a good price for this whole collector's edition.
If you hadn't wanted to get this,
you would have saw it and been like. Now I love the original Final Fantasies by Hironobu Sakaguchi and Nobuo Uematsu doing the music. I love that team, and they went on, as you may or may not know, to do Mistwalker Studios, which made Blue Dragon and Lost Odyssey for the Xbox 360. And then they made this game, The Last Story, which is Final Fantasy Last Story. It's kind of funny that they named it that. But it's a little more, it's almost like if you took an RPG mixed with Gears of War, because it's more action-packed. You can take cover and then come out with your sword and attack, and you move around in real time, so it's a little more action-y. And Cameron got it a while back. Actually, you might remember from, or did we talk about it at the Retro Game Con video? I think we did, right?
I think so, yeah.
So Cameron got this exact version, except without the soundtrack that I saw on there too, which is another selling point. And I played it when he had it over at my house, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I want to get it someday. But wasn't planning on getting it, and when I saw it, I was like, that's awesome. I got to get it for that price. I can't say no. So great deal, and it's sealed. So it's not even open too. That was another thing. I'm like, oh my god,
I'm raising everything that
Xseed ports a lot of cool different games for the Wii especially, but there's some DS games and stuff too.
I know, like Killer is Dead and
Killer is Dead, which she got on Xbox.
Killer is Dead is a cool game.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool.
I got it for
the visual style of that game is just.
It's just worth it to see that, and it's like, what is going on? So Xseed's cool. They'll bring over some non-traditional games. Not their games they bring over aren't as safe and like by the norm of it's just everybody will get this, it'll sell out. They'll bring something out that's like, well, that's obscure and weird, but cool, So those were majority of my pickups, even though some of these other ones Megan and I both were like, both looking at. But they were really good, and these are for you too, Megan. So I will pass the torch to Megan to talk about hers.
Do you want me to check the camera to make sure it's still recording?
Yeah, because I'll do like a
so
transition.
you'll do a transition.
Just make sure it's still got the red stuff. Yeah, because it would suck if like all of a
If
sudden.
like all of a sudden it has been taping all this time.
Yeah, so
Red
it's
dot.
still
Yep.
red dot.
You want me to show those or hold off?
I'd hold off on those.
Yeah.
Just because you have so many games, I want to make sure that this video's not like 2
That's
hours long.
that's why I wanted to.
I don't mind
make
if
sure
it's
so.
longer, but
I mean, if you want me to, I can always just like do a segment myself type of thing.
you're doing.
No,
Not
not
right
part
now.
of this.
Okay. So, you ready?
Yes.
Torch has been passed.
All right. Ooh, that's so dramatic. I love it.
Yeah.
So I got some stuff as well. Obviously, not as huge piles as you guys all
They're
got,
all
but
ours, so.
this is all stuff I either won for a while or I saw before, and really good deal. Couldn't pass up. Metroid Prime Pinball. I got one of the last time we were out this way.
Yep.
I got just the cartridge of it. Well, when we went to Mr. Deal's, they had it for a really good price, complete in box with the Rumble Pack and all
which I didn't realize it had.
all this stuff. But yeah, and I absolutely love it. I love pinball games, so to have this complete is very, very cool.
That's such a fun pinball game.
Yeah, it is.
I'm really excited to get into it.
This game, honestly, I know very little about. It's
Uko-Madake?
Boing Uko Madake DS.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a little mushroom guy on it, so he's so cute and happy. But anyway, I saw this at Forgotten Freshness before and didn't get it. Saw it there again this time, and I don't know, something about like this nice
Got the
sleeve.
slipcover,
And something Frank and I were talking about at the store, how so many places like GameStop like to throw this kind of stuff away.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. So anyway, that's a nice little touch. I always like this kind of stuff. Go for it. But yeah, I guess it's a little puzzle game with this little mushroom dude. So I don't know that much about it, but I've heard really good things about it, and I like cute.
It's got some
stuff
quotes
like this.
from GameSpot and IGN, and IGN's quote was the best. 7 kinds of awesome.
Well, you gotta get a game that.
Yeah,
Come on.
but it's a surprisingly fun and clever platform puzzler with endearing characters. I love platform games. I like puzzle games.
Yeah.
It seems like that is a good choice.
Yeah,
and
looks like
really good deal you got on it too. So.
Yeah, it was $10, so really cute, charming game. So next, actually let me, this I got at Mr. Deal's, and my mom has this game. I doubt I'll get it anytime soon for her, and that's okay. So I got my own copy.
It's okay.
And Ape Escape. And, I'm sure most of you have played this back in the day, but this is one of my favorites growing up. It's so cute. And little monkeys.
I think it's actually, if you think about it, one of the best PlayStation exclusives.
It is.
Yeah, like
Controls
for PS1.
I really like the controls, and it was so tight. Good use of everything.
I think it was the first game to actually use the analog sticks on the PlayStation 1.
Yeah, because I remember there was that little, not propeller. It's been so long since I played the game. But remember to get it across platforms, he had this little
and you had to
propeller thing. You had to
It used every button.
Yeah,
it was one of those just super innovative games. Like so great.
I love this game.
I don't know how the rest of the games in the series, kind of like a PS2 one. I don't know how they are, but this one is.
This is the only one I've ever played,
and
it's I don't know, it makes me so happy.
And this is great.
I love it.
Great quality. Like not a scratch on it.
Yeah, black label. All that good stuff.
Yeah.
At Frankie Fresh Store, I gave you a nickname,
That's
by the
your
way.
name.
Forgotten Freshness. Crash Bandicoot 2. Again, love these games. Just kind of getting these in
It was
our
the one we
collection.
didn't have for some reason for PS1.
Yeah,
So.
it's got a cool whatever.
Lenticular.
You can't see it from
That's what
over
they
there,
call
but
it. Lenticular
whatever.
cover. Yeah, where like
It
as you
moves
turn
it.
it, it animates slightly, 2 frames or whatever.
But just in beautiful condition.
Yeah,
Very
usually
cool.
I've seen this game for a while. One of the reasons I haven't gotten it is it's either the greatest hits version, and I'm like, I can wait, or it's scratched up or gunked up. Something about
It's always that cover's always gunked up.
I think it's that lenticular cover, but this is like no marks on it. It's beautiful. So we finally have it.
Or there's ones where it doesn't even have it; it's just missing. Which
now we have it, and it was kind of one of those things. I have Crash Bandicoot 1, but I kind of wanted to play all 3 of the PlayStation ones someday.
Those games are so
They're so fun.
And to play them all over again with now that we have all 3, and we have Crash Team Racing, which we had on one of our pickups videos. So those are like the best of the PlayStation era crash games.
I can't remember. I remember playing these games with my neighbor's kids. I don't think I actually owned them or my mom owned them, but I remember my landlord's neighbor kid. They were neighbors, but they were also landlords. And
People liked this. No.
They had all these games, and I have so many good memories of playing it with them. Next couple games I got. This I usually see for anywhere from like 12, 13, 14, $15. I got a really good deal. Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. It was like $7.
$7. Yeah, usually I think 10
It's a really good deal for
yeah,
Castlevania.
really the least
and
I see it for.
It's in beautiful condition. I even looked at it like, okay, what's wrong with it?
Yeah, because it looks
like it's
great.
It's beautiful.
You know how NES labels can sometimes get a lot of scuffs and everything, and there's like 1,
Yeah.
2.
There might
that's
be
it.
a little fuzzy.
And you don't see them. Yeah, a little bit of
Fuzzy,
But
fuzz.
it's still look like glossy. It still is.
Yeah.
So really nice, and I know
It's
it's
a
got
sexy label.
a lot of flack for being.
It's kind of the black
more
sheep of
conventional.
the.
Yeah, and to be honest, I haven't
Series.
played a whole lot of Castlevania, but I'm a sucker for these old.
Just kidding.
Alright,
But yeah,
I'm
you know
excited
Megan's
for these
the
old
big
NES.
NES cart collector in
And
our family, so.
I love it. I want to get them all. Next thing I had Frank from Forgotten Freshness hold this for me.
Frankie Fresh?
Frankie Fresh.
DJ Frankie Fresh.
Sounds like you should be in a boy band.
Yeah,
Right?
Frankie Fresh.
Sorry, Frank.
He's like, I hate these people. No.
You can join them in the boy band.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry, we'll be right beside you.
Synchronized dancing is
Yeah.
great.
In the new store where you have all that space to
Nice.
dance in.
Oh goodness.
Sorry.
So ridiculous. If you're still watching. So one of the things I had him hold for me was Final Fantasy VI Advance, which, okay, it is the only Final Fantasy I've played. I haven't played any other ones. Please don't throw stones at me.
Saltzman. No, I'm just kidding, because you're the most obsessed with that game.
Yeah, but anyway, I love this game, and I actually, the only way I played it was on like a little emulator thing on my phone. I don't know. I wanted to get the actual Game Boy Advance cartridge of this. I'd like to get the
Super Nintendo
the
one would
Super
be great,
Nintendo
but
one, but
we all
this
know
will
those games are.
help.
expensive.
Yeah, this will.
And this was not much cheaper than probably how the cart would
help
be.
that addiction, but yeah, no, it was. I mean, it's like brand
Complete
new. It's
mint.
complete with all the
And a
ads
little
for
protective,
Nintendo Power and
little
stuff. in it.
protective cover too that we haven't had one for any of our Game Boy Advance
Yeah.
games. So.
I do want to keep that one nice though,
Awesome.
but
Yeah.
very excited to have that in my collection. Last couple things here. I don't really know that much about this game, but somebody played it once in one of the videos we watched. It looked really cool. And it was only
I
$5.
think it was the Charlie Brooker Games thing.
That's
that
what
we
it
watched,
was.
And he was playing it. He was like, "It's not exceptional, but it's pretty fun."
But
you know?
for $5, like you were saying, if it's if it's cheap enough.
And
it's
I've
worth
actually
it.
played other Wolfenstein games. I
Yeah.
don't really care about the old like Duke Nukem, Doom
Right.
style old one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's inspired a lot of games
Looks
after it,
cool.
but I love Return to Castle Wolfenstein for the original Xbox.
Mhm.
It's a really fun. You can play co-op in the single player, co-op in single player, but you know what I mean, co-op in the campaign, and the multiplayer was class based, so you'd have like an engineer who could like set bombs
Yeah.
and could like repair broken parts, guns and turrets that would be broken and stuff. And then you had like the guy who was just the good gunner who could destroy
Yeah.
everything. And then there was the medic, and you could throw out health packs, kind of like Team Fortress, other class based games. And it was so cool at the time because I hadn't really played many games like that. And this game is a new Wolfenstein in the series, probably not as revolutionary as that one felt to me, but it's supposed to be good and similar to
Yeah.
that one. I think the only thing is they added like, you know, like a lot of movies and games like to have like Nazis were experimenting with black magic, and you know, so it's got some sort of weird like
Yeah.
power where you can see like
So
the
many
nether
games
realm or
are
something like
obsessed
that.
with the zombies and Nazis and
Mhm. This
combining
game kinda
them
combines
together.
it all.
I don't know how that combination
I don't
really
know.
came to be.
I know, but if it sells, then we're doing it. So, but a cool looking game.
Yeah, and
We'll
In
definitely-
this case, at the very least, is like really nice.
yeah, yeah.
So if you have to swap it out for a better game,
Yeah.
that's worth it by itself.
Better,
It's
Right.
only
better
$5.
case, yeah.
The next game I got, it's kind of I don't know why it's named this, and I haven't played it, but I saw
I know,
one
I
of our
really don't know why
friends
it's named that.
playing this.
Yeah.
James McKinder from Slightly Livid Gaming.
Who's been on our channel? a couple
Yes,
times.
has played this, and it looked really cool, and again, it was really cheap. Still don't know why it's called this, but what?
This game
but
made her
Actiony,
wanna
third
get-
person. It just made me. Anyway, sorry. This video is now not PG. But anyway, it looks really cool. Very excited to have this in my collection and not spoil what he got. But he got the same thing too.
Oh, not spoiled, but spoiled.
So I got wet, and then you got wet, and we got wet.
Yeah,
It just sounds
wet,
really
wild weekend.
There's a pool
really bad,
downstairs.
but
Yeah, there's a pool down there. So.
The next game I got at Pastime Legends. This game I've never played before, and really I've only seen videos and stuff of it. And
it's kind of what it is. It's like a video.
Yeah, well that's the thing. It looks like a cool like.
But at the time it was so revolutionary in arcades because like.
Yeah.
I remember as a little kid
cartoon.
playing it in the arcade.
The animation style looks cool.
It was holographic. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So it's on like almost every system.
Yes.
Throughout the ages, but
what system again that totally botched it? We were talking about this earlier.
I don't remember. Well, I know NES had a side scroller version of it that was really bad, and
maybe that's it. And
I think we were
they took out the animations and they took out like.
There was a Super Nintendo version of another game on this disc. Well, anyway, I'll let you introduce the game before.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Dragon's Lair Trilogy. For Wii. So it has all three of them.
Dragon's Lair 1, 2, and the trilogy is actually Space Ace.
Yeah.
So same company.
But it's very cool, and I know you were looking at this.
I was looking at it too,
I
but
stole it from you.
I was debating between that and Rival Schools, and
I'll let him have Rival Schools now.
Yeah.
And so since he didn't get this one, we were both looking at it, and we were like,
yeah, and I put away a couple of the other things I had picked up, but I was like, you know what, I'll get this. This is cool, and
we now have the timeless classic.
Exactly.
And if you don't know much about the game, the animation is by Don Bluth, who did like An American Tail and Land Before Time, right?
He did
the first one, yeah. So some of those, what's the one I love? Secret of Nim.
Yes.
Great, like darker children's movies that really tackled like death and serious things. And the animation was always great in those, and identifiable. You could tell, and when you look at the animation in Dragon's Lair, it's like identifiably Don Bluth. So. Really cool to have those in our collection.
I'm excited to play this.
I think the Wii fits playing it because it's just gestures. Like in the old one, it was just left, right, to select the right animation to continue the story. So I think the Wii would be a good.
I think it would be a good fit for it. Yeah, I'm excited to play this because again, I don't know that much about it, but I have seen a lot of YouTube videos of it and just the kind of cutscenes and stuff. It looks really cool. So. Next couple things I got to. Let's try.
I'll do a funny little intro for this for you. So we don't have this system,
but I found this game. Yes. I found this game for a really good price. Love the rest of the games in the series, and the game that this is Touch My Katamari.
Touch My Katamari. There's a theme here.
These dirty games. That
does that lead to?
Yes. Start with that.
But yeah,
I'm trying to think of like a terrible
if you haven't,
it wouldn't work, other game. But anyway.
So much maturity.
I know.
We're filming this very late at night too, so it's also kind of adding to that.
We're full on dinner. So.
But anyway, if you haven't played any of the games in the series, I highly recommend it. It's very quirky and fun, and you won't regret it. These games are very silly, but they make you feel happy. Like you roll up stuff, and it's just yay.
Yeah, you roll up junk and make stars.
And it's very colorful, and the King of Cosmos is one of the most ridiculous characters ever, and I mean that in a good way. But yeah, Touch My Katamari is officially our first game for Vita, which we don't have yet.
And it was sealed too. It's open now, but it was sealed. So that's another reason. It was a really good price, and it was sealed. So yeah,
so very happy to have that, and that's definitely a game I want to have. I know we have some that downloaded on the. Like Gravity Rush and Uncharted and stuff.
Yeah, we have a lot of games downloaded.
But this is one I wanted to get physically.
I think that we have every.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a great game.
Yeah. Is it?
Gravity Rush is awesome.
I got it on PlayStation Plus, so that'll be one of our first plays. But I think we have every Katamari main release now, right?
I think so.
Forever, the beautiful Katamari, and then
we have
1 and 2. So and then PS2 one.
Yeah.
So cool. Really fun series. We're definitely fans. So good to have that in there.
And you should play it. Last thing I got, which was totally unexpected, and I saw this in Forgotten Freshness, and I was like, holy shit. And I've been wanting one of these.
We're already past the PG boundaries. Let's keep going.
Let's go for R.
Let's go for hard R.
we could bleep it.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
I've seen this thing between Pinterest and the interwebs and all this stuff, and I've been wanting one of these, and I guess I could have just bought one anytime offline, but anyway, to see one of these physically in the store, and it was a really awesome price, and I'm so happy I finally have this, and yes, at some point I will be opening it, and I'll probably do an unboxing video. I don't plan on reselling this because this is a me thing, this is what I want. So now that I've built you all up to that, it's an awesome Figma,
She almost said Zelda.
Zelda.
The
It's because I'm tired. It's because I'm tired. Link figurine, fully posable. I know you can't see from there, but you can see all the different ways you can pose him and stuff. And yeah, you can change out his face to more like angry, like
Yeah.
and his hair and stuff, and this
Very
the
posable,
master
it seems,
sword
too,
in
from
there,
the
and
back.
the shield. It's detail is absolutely incredible, and like I said, I'd like to do a separate video of this because this is really cool.
And we have that
Zelda
Zelda display that you saw last time.
Yes.
Which
this will be a
nicely
great
displayed
addition
on
to it. I'll probably take it out and pose it and stuff for a little bit, and then I'll probably put it back in there, but I don't plan on reselling it. And I'm so happy I finally have this. This is a total surprise. And I, hemmed and hawed over it for like a good half
Yeah, you
hour.
got
Like,
cool
should I
feet
get
at
it? Should I get it?
And I was like,
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
you
'Cause,
deserve it.
like I said, I see on Pinterest mostly. I've seen this figurine and people pose it in different like obnoxious, not G-rated poses, but
Yeah, they do.
leave that to your imagination. But anyway, this the detail.
Really good.
Anything Zelda related, you gotta have it. And this link is incredible. So, an unboxing video to come of this, and
Stay tuned.
yes, and that was probably my biggest and most like yay purchase that I got. So I'm very happy I got that.
I think that.
I pass the torch to you, good sir, because
And now I clean this table off.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe we'll wipe away so we can do that.